Legend of Faun Celestial Eyes 5. Veda Bodhisattva manifest miracles. Veda Bodhisattva manifest miracles. Miracle. Canada's climate is cold, rainy, snowy, and humid. Therefore, Canadian homes are mostly multi-story. Living rooms are upstairs, downstairs are used as a game room and storage room. The downstairs of some dwellings is below the horizon, which is called the basement. And my house also has such a basement. On one side is air and water heaters stacked in drawers, and on the other side is the garage. I can't afford a car nor maintain a car. The new car starts from more than $10,000 US, and the used one is at least $5,000 US. It is needless to say that the pricey gasoline and the unaffordable near $1,000 insurance per year. I cannot earn much money from writing manuscript. Leaving a garage empty is somewhat wasteful. Besides, on top of the garage is the living room. In the winter, the cold winds of lower than minus 10 degrees blow into the garage from the open door, freezing the living room and the whole house. No more heating is enough to resist it. I don't know why the first owner, a British doctor, designed the house like this. The second owner is a German geologist. The German is known for being neat and tidy, but this one had no maintenance on the house at all. After buying this house, I have been repairing it for several years, using all my earnings of writing. All the wooden frames of 33 glass windows of the 3-story old house are ruined. The paint of the wallboard is peeled off. This 40-year-old house, which is cold as a freezer in the winter, needs plenty of repairs. It's hard to raise money. Finally, I changed the windows with double-layer thick glass and added the insulation board and whiteboard to the outer wall. Then the house was barely a little bit decent and felt warmer. But all my money were used up by selling the manuscript and borrowing from here or there. I could not make both ends meet. In those several years, life was really tough. I often didn't even have the money to buy food or rice. Running short of ways in dealing with the situation, I look forward to receiving the writing recompense. Poor writers know that feeling. And those enthusiastic readers, many of them write letters or send photos to ask me to diagnose illnesses or ask about careers. There are always more than 10 letters every day. They do not know that I'm living on writing manuscripts. If I reply to every letter, how do I have time to write manuscripts? Although I am a Buddhist and willing to give, but how can I reply to their letters every day without writing manuscripts? I can't afford even only the postage of the airmails, which is unknown to many. People heard that I am famed and naturally thought I can sell a novel or a movie copyright for $1 million, or I hire a female secretary to write letters in reply for me. They don't know that I'm too poor to buy gasoline. I had to go to the store to pick up the expired newspapers, pick it up the nearby branches and waste wood, take them home and put them in the fireplace for heating. They don't know the postage of several airmails cost me the meals for my family in one day. 1 year in the winter it was cold to minus 25 degrees. The water pipes in the basement burst, and even the water heater leaked due to freezing and bursting. I had to call someone to repair the pipes and replace the stove. I would rather modify the garage to a piano room. I have an old piano which is junk, about 80 to 90 years old. This antique doesn't match up with the living room upstairs. Moreover, I have to play the piano in a circumstance which is absolutely undisturbed. I need a quiet room to play and compose the music. When I moved in the house the first year, the old piano was placed in this garage. Fortunately, the ancient piano is really made of good material. Surprisingly, it could bear the extreme cold for a few years, and the tone wasn't distorted. No wonder some people say that the piano is the older the better. In Canada and the US, if you want to hire the carpentry to change the garage to the piano room, the wage is around $10 to $20 per hour. Even repairing it at will costs a few $1,000s. How can I afford it? In the US and Canada, almost everyone can repair their own houses and cars. However, since I was a child, I've not had talents for woodworking. I'm skillful at growing vegetables, but it would be disastrous to do woodworking. My hands are innately clumsy. When I get a hammer, with my awkward carpentry skills, I can't even get the nail in or can't pull it out. I can't even make a box. I've ever tried hard, but often get wounded and cannot make anything in decent shape. Looking at the garage, I was upset. I hired a Western carpenter to build a wall at the entrance and put on the window, but he left without finishing and never come back. Even I called him. I called other carpenters, but they all refused because there is not much work. It had been delayed for a long time. I had to take the hammer to make up the work by myself. The door is still empty. I picked up a wooden door abandoned by the neighbor and installed it by myself. But it is too big, so I sawed it with an electric saw. This is the first time in life that I used an electric saw. The door edge was cut as if it was gnawed by dogs, which is uglier than I cut my hair. No matter what, there is finally a door. However, in the garage, there is no floor, but only the cold concrete. Because the neighboring level is higher than my home, the rainwater flows over and infiltrated into my garage, and it's humid. There is no ceiling and no painting on the wall, with so many problems. I felt very frustrated and had to put by this project. I need a quiet room to practice piano and compose music, writing some Buddhist art songs. I'm not a professional musician. Without the help of the piano, I don't know how to write them. At this time, the piano is still put aside in a dark corner surrounded by junk. I was very upset, hoping someone would help me, at least guide me on how to do carpentry. However, I am acquainted with many people in the world, but none is my intimate friend. Usually there are so many people who visit me to seek treatment, ask auspice, ask family questions, ask fortune, ask fate, or ask love, etc. When I need help from them, none is willing to help me. I call and ask them. This one says too busy, this one says not available, some say not skillful, and some say, you've earned so much money, why not spend money to hire people to do it? Finally, I still picked up the hammer and tried to do it myself. I was standing in the garage looking left and right, but had no idea where to start. When I was hesitating, suddenly I felt a flash of thought. It seems to be a voice or just a feeling. Don't be annoyed, the flashing thought said. I will send a one-armed person to help you. I look around, but no one is around. Who is talking? I suspect this is an illusion. Not an illusion, the voice said. It's me. Suddenly I saw a burly god in my mind. The whole body radiated golden light. He wore gold armor holding a precious golden shining demon conquering thunderbolt pestle. His face was very handsome and majestic. His eyebrows were thick. His eyes were shining with golden light. His lips were thin and smiley, and the majesty with a compassionate smile. Oh, Veda Bodhisattva, I hurriedly bowed. Is it really you? Is this really your Dharma appearance? Originally, all the forms are illusory. Veda Bodhisattva smiles. True is the illusion. The illusion is true. This is an illusion that is convenient for reception. Disciple, understand, I said. Bodhisattva manifests illusory form in order to comfort disciple. Disciple should not seek to see Tathagata in appearance. You know you shouldn't expect to see Tathagata in appearance, Veda Bodhisattva smiled. This is good, you won't be enchanted. You have to know that it's just a convenient expedient today. You can't just visualize it because of this. Disciple, no, I replied. I don't dare to visualize you in appearance. Very good, Bodhisattva smiled. All the best. Bodhisattva, you said that you will send a one-armed person to help disciple. Yes, and a woman and a boy. One-armed man, woman, boy? I was confused at that moment. Veda Bodhisattva smiled, and the golden light suddenly turned brighter as if it was the summery scorching sun in the sky. The glaring light was too strong for me to look up. When I lifted up my head again, he was gone and I was still in the garage. I went outside and looked up. There were two huge rainbows in the sky. One was brighter and the other was dimmer, hovering over the roof of my house. At that time it was not foggy nor cloudy, and the sun was already west. Veda Bodhisattva, I worshipped again, the supreme being of Sakura. I was moved to tears and couldn't stop praying and chanting the sacred name of this cosmic ancient Buddha. My old house is not a Buddhist temple, however, I enshrine Sakyamuni Buddha, Avalokiteshvara, and Veda Bodhisattva, and the relics of the Buddha. Perhaps this is the reason why my house was shrouded by the Buddha light. Otherwise, what virtue or capability do I have I to induce the descending of Buddha light? Veda Bodhisattva said that he will send a one-armed man, a woman, and a child to help me. I wonder who will come to help me. I always believed in the power and magic of Bodhisattva, knowing that it will respond, but I can't guess how this miracle will happen. Day after day, no one has come. I think I may need to write more manuscripts for foreign journals to make more recompense. After saving for a year or two, I can hire a carpenter to make this decoration done. I don't doubt the miracle that Bodhisattva has promised, but I dare not ask for it. I don't think it's good for myself to reap without sowing. One day suddenly came several visitors. Miss Yon Chang Wang and his wife, whom I was not familiar with, were among them. One of them was a young man with English named Matthew, and a female doctor who became a Buddhist later, who seemed to still be a Catholic back then. Matthew suddenly said that he lost a dog. He asked me if I could see where it was then. At that moment, everyone looked to me to see how I answered. I saw a big dog with long ears, brownish red hair, isn't it? I described the picture that appeared in my brain. Matthew immediately said, "Yes, it's him, you're right. Where is he now?" "It is no longer in the world," I said. "It was caught into the dog prison having an injection and it died." "What you said is right," Matthew said. "You're so strange. How come you know?" And we met for the first time. I saw it. I smiled. Everyone in the room was looking at me in amazement, and all were talking about it. Miss Wang, who was silent at the beginning, spoke at this time. "Please take a look at this dog's whereabouts. My son, Tim, 9 years old, lost a dog the year before. He cried many times, still miss it." "Let me try," I said. I saw it. It is a black dog with bright black hairs, some white hairs on the chest and on the 4 feet. There are white hairs on the stomach too. This is a naughty puppy. Is this your puppy?" "Yes, right," Miss Wang cried in amazement. It's it. Exactly. It's black hair all over the body, with white hairs on the chest and on the 4 feet. And I added, the tip of the tail is a bit white, right?" said Miss Wang anxiously. "So where is it now? Does it also die of injection?" "Still alive," I said. "I saw it was playing with 3 Western kids. A 6-year-old boy took a big circle and called it to jump the circle. I heard him call, 'Jump, jump, Poobie, jump.'" Miss Wang rejoiced and burst into tears. "That's it. Its name is Poobie. Oh, it's amazing." Miss Wang said to everyone, It's this puppy." That year we were so unlucky that we had to sell the house and move to a new place. There was no way to sell the puppy besides me and my husband lived in the hospital. I couldn't take care of the puppy. I had to send it to the animal shelter to take it in with a ring together, which I specially bought. Usually my son trained the puppy to jump the ring. I secretly sent the puppy away and didn't let my son know. When my son came home from school, he asked, "Where's my Poobie?" He cried, and I'm really sorry to my son. I've been very upset in my heart for a few years. I went and inquired at the animal shelter. They said that it was adopted. I've been looking for it for a few years and could not find it. Faun, please tell me where it is now. "It seems to live in a suburban residence in Surrey," I said. I saw a big lawn and it looked like a country house. "What is the address?" Miss Wang anxiously asked. "We are going to see it." "I cannot see the address," I said. "I can only see the approximate direction and the road. Not sure exactly it is, but you can drive there to take a chance." "But there's a problem," one audience said. "Even though you find it, what if the owner refused to return to you?" Miss Wang said, "You're right. Since it is so happy to play with those children, of course they will not return it to us. I won't look for it now. I just want to know its current situation, then I feel at ease." "The puppy is very happy now," I said. I saw that it was at Lake Okanagan at the moment. Standing on the bow of the boat and swaying its tail. The owner's family took it on a boat trip in the lake. It is so happy to bark and jump around. Since it is very happy, I am relieved. I'll tell my son after I go home and tell him not to miss it anymore. The event of the puppy became the beginning of the friendship between Wang's family and me for many years. Later, they often came to see me with their child. In fact, they are the people that Bodhisattva mentioned to help me. A few years ago, Mr. Wang accidentally cut off a part of his left hand by using an electric saw and rushed to the hospital for medical treatment. The doctor installed plaster on his forearm. Unexpectedly, the plaster was too tight and blocked the metabolism. Mr. Wang is an honest person, preferring to suffer losses than trouble others. His left arm was stabbed in pain by plaster. He did not dare to go see the doctor until something went wrong. Then he saw the doctor. I cannot say there are no good people among the doctors in Canada, but in general they have a haughty manner. It is not easy for one to see his doctor, and the muddle-headed doctor even said, "It doesn't matter, it takes only a few days and you'll be all right." Wang had to endure the pain for another 3 days. His left arm had been all necrotic, numb, and swollen, and he couldn't move the hand. At that time, he was sent to the hospital when the plaster was cut open and his left arm was already dead. Wang was so piteous that he had since lost an arm, which was restored by that Canadian quack. The hospital said that if the left arm had been necrotic, is not removed, the blood poison may spread throughout the body and it will be difficult to save his life. To be continued.